my little homie when I go out of town. You ain't never been connected, nigga, I gave you a rock. I ain't even fuck your bitch, lil' bruh, she gave me that mouth. Ho can't pull up on me begging, bitch, I'm putting you out. Broke it, bitch, you gotta leave. But hold up, can you get on your knees and can you stash the trees? I really hardly ain't get no Z's, still got all RPPs. I fucked the hoe, was 22 when I was 17. I had that sack, I had that juice blow, had me sipping lean. We sipping yellow, we sipping red, you niggas be sipping green. I was riding runner, I had it tinted when bro had went to the league. Ain't cover no thought, you be asking for money, or you probably be fucking for weed. Damn. Or you probably fuck for a sec. I ain't gon' lie, if Trey was a lie, he wouldn't even pass you the black. I'm fucking this bitch with a BBL, I ain't gon' lie, that pussy was fat. I'm also tender about that cash and me and money attached. Don't play the push up in all black, my folks play for the sweat. Fuck. My plug like Pat Mahomes. I'm catching plays, I think I'm running on money like Jerry Jones. They know they ain't talking about no bread, they can't even call my phone. All my little homie wanna do is post me, he think he called me alone. Shit, I don't even give a fuck what he do, long as he get it gone. Say bring that money through. I pull a stack out on your bitch, you know what money do. She heard we poppin' it too damn hard, bitch, this the money crew. Yeah, bitch, this the money team. I feel a Ruby Rose, let me fuck, then I can do anything. Bitch, these Balenciaga shades, nah, they ain't come from Sheen. Chose these some bows with my little homie when I go out of town. You ain't never been connected, nigga, I gave you a rock. I ain't even fuck your bitch, lil' bruh, she gave me that mouth. Ho can't pull up on me begging, bitch, I'm putting you out. Broke it, bitch, you gotta leave. But hold up, can you get on your knees and can you stash the trees? I really hardly ain't get no Z's, still got all RPPs. I fucked the hoe, was 22 when I was 17. I had that sack, I had that juice blow, had me sipping lean. We sipping yellow, we sipping red, you niggas be sipping green. I was riding runner, I had it tinted when bro had went to the league. Ain't cover no thought, you be asking for money or you probably be fucking for weed.
Yes, sir, man. That was C-Tay with Chosky, man. That's that joint, bruh, man. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media. We back. Another great episode of Cartoon and Cuts, man. Today, bruh, you know what we do, man. It's another great episode of Cartoons and Cuts where we cut through the noise and get straight to the signal, man. I got a special guest that's supposed to be warming up. Got him on live. But we celebrating independence, man. You know, it's Independence Day, 4th of July. Clap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, from 1776 to 2026. I just wanted to rhyme, that's all. That's where my mindset is. But yeah, man, we here. You know what I mean? Shit, from bondage to building, the things that we have accomplished, man. So it's like, clap it up. You know what I mean, man? So yeah, but from that, we really gonna talk about. Hold on, this is my guest calling right now. Yo, what up, Will?
I'm trying to get in. I've just been sitting here.
It's not letting you. Yeah, I'm.
You know what? Let me close this out and open up a new link.
Okay, yeah.
Select the link again, because maybe you didn't see that.
Yeah, just close it up and
I just did now.
Okay, let me see if I can add you. Let me see. I think I see. And it's still saying one contribution. Maybe I should close it out or refresh it. You say Cartoons and Cuts, right? Join.
Yeah. No, it just says. So I go to your DMs and I click the meet.google.com link that you sent me.
Right.
And it's saying someone asking to be let in.
And I'm trying to see what's up because I'm in it right now.
Hold on, you know what? Let me do this.
Let me see.
Let me switch to my other account. That's probably the reason. Hold on a second.
Okay. You see, yeah, we having some technical difficulties. We're gonna play this quick commercial break while we get this thing going.
What's up, St. Louis? The grill's hot, the vibe's higher, and the smoke is infused. Welcome to the STL's Pot Chef Blazed and Infused Barbecue Royale. Hitting the handlebar on Sunday, July the 6th from 1 to 6 o'clock. This ain't no basic barbecue. We're the only infused food competition series in Missouri. Chefs will battle it out for over $1,000 in cash prizes, trophies, gift cards, and a lot of other dope prizes. Tickets are moving faster than a hot brisket. Grab yours now at STL's Pot Chef. You think you got that fire? Step into the ring and prove it. Spots for competitors are now open. Apply at stlspotchef.com. Good food, good smoke, good vibes. July 6th, Handlebar. Be bold or stay cold. What's up, St. Louis? The grill's hot, the vibe's higher, and the smoke is infused. Welcome to the STL's Pot Chef Blazed and Infused Barbecue Royale. Hitting the Handlebar on Sunday, July the 6th from 1 to 6 o'clock. This ain't no basic barbecue. We're the only infused food competition series in Missouri. Chefs will battle it out for over $1,000 in cash prizes, trophies, gift cards, and a lot of other dope prizes. Tickets are moving faster than a hot brisket. Grab yours now at STL's Pot Chef. You think you got that fire? Step into the ring and prove it. Spots for competitors are now open. Apply at stlspotchef.com. Good food, good smoke, good vibes. July 6th, Handlebar. Be bold or stay cold.
On me, man. So yeah, we're gonna play a quick song, man, while we get these technical difficulties, man. This is my girl, Bambi Pop Out, man. Let's get it.
Shit don't hide behind no curtain, and I can't hold no nigga down, this shit be temporary. He said he drummed up in the pussy, shit was kinda scary. I know my toxic trait, I make these niggas lose. He saying that he love me, he attracted like a voodoo. The power of his body left me feeling like a genie. I grant the nigga wishes, he be fainting just to see me. I know I ain't the best, but in my eyes a bitch is perfect. I'm with the ghost, the nigga, leave him on my page lurking. And yeah, I love myself and I'm a little bit conceited. I talk my shit and stand on this, show bitches that I mean it. Time to pop out again. You know. Time to pop out again. For sure. Time to pop out again. Some more. Time to pop out again. Be a hoe. Time to pop out again. In the road. Time to pop out again. Make it more. Time to pop out again. Do what I do. Time to pop out again. Like, go down. This pussy popping, I'ma show out. Don't take no orders, cause I'm grown now. Time to pop out again. Time to pop out again. Time to pop out again. I love him chocolate, I love him hard to deny. He said he love when I eat it, I see the look in his eye. He said he love that I'm toxic, love that I'm wet like a faucet. I got all these niggas tasting, I keep these niggas exhausted. Look, I'm looking good like every day of the week. I told him I'm a dessert, and yes, your nigga could eat it. Know that this body banging, it ain't hard to believe it. All of these bitches hating with they synthetic weaving. But don't get it misunderstood, I'm a smart pretty bitch from the hood. Got these bitches tripping, got these niggas tricking while I'm shaking ass and some woods. And I'm knowing that I got him pissed off. They be hated to make it a dig soft. He be thinking of me before we lift off. I'm a big boss, some big boss. Time to pop out again. You know. Time to pop out again. For sure. Time to pop out again. Some more. Time to pop out again. Be a hoe. Time to pop out again. In the road. Time to pop out again. Make it more. Time to pop out again. Do what I do. Time to pop out again. Like, go down. This pussy popping, I'ma show out. Don't take no orders, cause I'm grown now. Time to pop out again. Time to pop out again. Time to pop out again.
Hold on, I just heard something beat. Let me check.
I think that's it.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Yep. All right, man. Yes, sir. Long awaited, anticipated, but thank you. I'm finna pull you up on the big screen. Man, Will, I want to thank you for coming on, brother. Thank you so much, man, for giving your insight. If you don't mind, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, man? Everybody, this is Will, a.k.a. Picking and Choosing, man. So give it up for this gentleman, bro. Hold on.
What's up with you, bro? A little bit about myself. I'm just a simple guy from Gary, Indiana. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So, I was raised in Minneapolis, Minnesota. A lot of people don't think that there's black people up there, but it's a ton of black people up there. We all kind of migrate from Chicago, Milwaukee, Gary, Omaha, Detroit, and they kind of migrated to Minneapolis. So, we got the hood is of the hood blacks up in Minneapolis, And then so
Shut up.
grew up like the typical black boy, single parent household. Didn't know my father. Met him when I was 23 years old. So I had to figure life out pretty much on my own. The good thing about it is I never found myself dabbling into drugs or alcohol. Didn't sell drugs. Didn't do drugs. Don't smoke or drink. I'm a father. I got a woman, and I'm a father of 4 daughters. So I got a wide spectrum of kids. I got one that'll be 20 this year, one that's 15. I got one that's 3, and one that's about to be 3, and one that's about to be 1, and by 2 different women. The woman I'm with is my youngest 2, and my ex-wife is my oldest 2. So background, I used to be a professional actor, model, play sports, went to college playing football, played basketball, ran track. So just typical black kid. I'm in sales right now. I own a sales company. Work for myself, so I don't have a 9 to 5. And I'm currently recruiting people. So if somebody's looking for a job, I can help them understand what it is that I do and help them make a little bit better than average income. I shouldn't say a little bit better, a lot better than average income. But that's it, man. I got an opinion about a lot of rare topics. I talk about things from a somewhat a unique perspective. My perspective is not as unique as it used to be, because with social media and with the internet, ideas start to circulate pretty fast, and people hear things that other people say, and they start to attach themselves to that rhetoric, and then you don't know where things originated. This guy says something, and before long, 5,000 other people are saying it, and then the first time you ever heard it was from guy 4,980.
Right.
But you think he's the one who started the movement, right?
Right.
So I started a podcast in during COVID, like a lot of other people. I ended it when I found out who Kevin Samuels was, because I liked what he was talking about. He had a viral video during that time, and he and I were talking about the same things. And I was like, look, he's polished. He's built for this. He got a platform. He's been doing this. I'm just getting started, even though I've been talking about this stuff for years. I'm not a social media guy. Yeah. So I just deaded it. And I started pushing people towards him, like, hey, man, check this guy out and everything. And so now, people start making these Kevin Samuels references, like, yo, you act like Kevin Samuels. I'm like, what are you talking about? I've been saying this stuff for the last 10 years. This ain't nothing new to me. But anyway, so I started dabbling on other people's shows, doing shows like this. And I guess the popularity starts to rise a little bit incrementally. And it's like more of a demand to do more of these shows. And so here we are. I'm doing your show, blessed to be here. I take it as a sign of gratitude or appreciation that anybody will want me on their show to voice my opinions, whether they agree with me or disagree with me. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate the opportunity to sit here and chat with you.
Yeah, man, same, bro. So shout out to you, straight up. I know a little bit about Gary, Indiana. I know that's where home of Michael Jackson and stuff, man. So very historical land down there in Gary, for real. I saw your podcast, though. Well, you featured on the podcast, and a lot of your opinions I agree with. I saw it because, I have a child. I have one daughter. She would be 6 this year. And, I'm on child support as well. And some of the viewpoints is like I'm looking for I was at a dark period in my life, if you will, where I couldn't see my daughter. I still can't see my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I'm on child support or what have you. And I want to see her. And then I see more men going through these good situations. And when I was seeing that podcast and it resonated with me and I was listening to your viewpoint, I was like, see, yeah, it's more men that really understand what the average male is going through instead of always victimizing his situation, And so I was like, man, I really like what you was talking about. The whole dialogue was healthy, but I really felt like that you understood the entire roadmap, and I wanted to give you more time or more more time to really like express yourself on this platform, brother, because like I think more men needs to hear that, especially on Independence Day, because child support is a bondage, just another form of slavery, I really think, and it's weaponized against us particularly, you know what I mean? And people really don't see it that way. They just say, "Oh, you should have chose better," and it's not necessarily that easy, like choosing, you know, apples and grapes in a store. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. What do you think about that though?
I'm gonna say a lot about it now. Before I start talking about it, I don't know your listening audience. I don't know what their temperament is. I'm gonna say some things people agree with. I'm gonna say some things people disagree with. I'm gonna say some things that sounds like it's contradicting itself. I'm gonna say some things that people have a problem hearing, because there's no one size fit all.
Mm-hmm.
There's a message. Like, if I may have 8 different messages on this topic, and those 8 different messages will resonate with someone, I will not have one message that resonates with all. So in some cases, if you are a man and you're on child support and you're struggling with visitation to see your kid, it is better for you, not for the kid. I'm not, now mind you, I'm talking about for you. It is better for you to forget about that kid and move on. As hard as it is to say, as hard as it is for a lot of people to hear, most people don't have to deal with the dynamic of being a father and not being able to see his kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually reserved for good fathers. If you're a good father, it's going to be very difficult for you to see your kid, or you have to be an extreme danger to the kid. If you're either an extreme danger to the kid, or you're a great father who would make the mother look like a bad person. So we have to keep the kid from you. It's funny, I was just talking to my lady about this, like literally before me and you went live. And I told her, I said, now this is gonna be personal. I'm gonna throw some of my personal. I try not to bring too much of my personal business into this equation, because as transparent as I am, people have tried to weaponize things that I say, try to use it against me, right? Which I don't care, but you could try to weaponize it against me. I don't want them to weaponize it against other people that I may mention.
I trust my audience. We pretty mature on here. I ain't gonna lie. They're 18 to 35, so, and it doesn't matter, you know. But
I'm about to have a tough conversation with my mom.
Yeah.
Now this is about to be an extremely tough conversation, because right now we're in a little testy space. Her and I are in a testy space. It's not so much because of her and I. It's some of my siblings. Some things that transpired between a few of my siblings, and we've had some issues. And my mom was caught between a rock and a hard place. You know, you don't want to take sides, because you know you got this person A is your kid and person B is your kid. If they're having a conflict, whose side do you take? But I think I'm able to articulate myself pretty well, and I tried to explain some things to my mom, and she just wasn't really taking heed to it. So because she wasn't really taking heed to it, we kind of had some distance between us. And so what I'm about to say to her, that she's not going to be ready for, and it's going to be a real tough conversation with her. It's going to be tough for her. It's not going to be tough for me. I just don't want to have it, because I think my mom's going to lie about it. Like most people do. Most people go into self-preservation mode. So the conversation I'm going to have with her is this: you're trying very difficult for us to restore our relationship to where it was before we had this rift, and I'm not making it easy for her. So she's confused as to why, like, oh, I'm trying, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm trying to convey a message to her, like, hey, you were okay with me never knowing who my father was. Think about it. I met my father when I was 23 years old. So I became an adult, and I got married, bought a house. Well, I went through high school, adolescence, high school, graduated, went to college, didn't finish college, got married, bought a house. Bought a house first, got married, had a kid. I met my father the month my daughter was born. The month after my daughter was born. My daughter was a month old when I physically saw my father for the first time.
Damn.
So I'm now a father before I meet my father. And my mom never she never weighed in on that situation. She never facilitated, tried to help that interaction take place.
Mm-hmm.
And she was okay with that ride now for the rest of my life. So now I'm trying to convey to her, this may be where you experience that ride for the remainder of my life. Maybe it's time for me and my father to ride out from 43 to the end of my life, because you had me from 0 to 43. Right. And now maybe you don't get me anymore. Are you okay with that? Because you were okay with me not knowing my father from 0 to 23, and you were actually okay with me not knowing him from 0 until the end of my life, because you didn't facilitate it happening. It happened unbeknownst to you. It happened outside of you. And I don't think people are ready for those types of conversations. So back to the child support aspect, I have my oldest 2 kids, which I don't see as much as I used to. I was with my kids all the time. I mean, I was married. They lived with me. Even when we got divorced, we have joint custody. I have legal custody of my kids, but as they start to get older, kids want to be around their friends. And they went to school in her neighborhood, so all of their friends live in her neighborhood. I live 40 minutes away from them, so they don't have friends. And when they come to visit me on the weekends, there's no kids in my neighborhood.
Right.
So I have to accommodate them, let their friends come over. And as a man, I don't want girls in my house.
Exactly.
So I got this dynamic to contend with. I don't want little kids in my car. When a girl did come over, I had to make sure I really knew her parents, and I made sure the parents saw my house. I'll take video of my house. Mm-hmm. I would say, look, you got complete access to my residence if your child is going to be here. But I don't want to be under that type of scrutinization where all the kid got to say is, I was in the bathroom and he walked in there. Yep. Right. And I don't need those problems. So I would minimize my daughters allowing kids to come over. I said, now if I get a woman, then they can come. Got in a serious relationship, and then you have that dynamic between the mother don't want that woman around her kids. And it's just like, you can't win, right?
Can't win.
So it's almost best for you to forget about your kids and move on. That sounds hard to say, but in reality, it's going to be hard for you to do. But once you adjust to that, you can move on with your life, and you can always start a new family.
Yeah.
And we don't want to say that in the Black community, because we want dads to just endure and do whatever it takes to be in their kids' lives. Like, do you use profanity on your show?
You can, yeah, absolutely.
I say, fuck them kids. As much as you love them kids will drive you into the grave. I love my kids dearly, my oldest 2 kids. I love them dearly, but I don't see them as much because they're 20 and 15. So they're all about their friends and sleepovers, and every weekend when they're supposed to be with me, somebody's having a damn birthday party, somebody's having a cookout, or my friends are doing this and my friends are doing that. So it becomes that dynamic, like, hey, just stay over there with your mom.
Right.
You just get to that point.
They teenage, and you know what I'm saying. You was saying that I watched the whole video, and you was saying that I don't think nobody really wanted to admit that. They was like kind of being capitulated, like, oh well, and it's like, no, that's the reality of, like, you got to keep adjusting your time, and it's stressful. It adds like a level of stress to it. So I'd agree. My pops told me the same thing. It's like, you better off just like moving on, if you will, and getting your life together, and when due time, your kid gonna come back to you,
And if they don't, they don't. One thing I try to tell men is this, and I try to tell kids if I have their ear, your father is your father, and your mother is your mother. You're gonna forgive your mother for every bad thing she does, and you're gonna always remember the good things that she does. You're going to forget all the good things your father does, and you're going to only remember the bad things that he does.
Dang.
And that's just how it is in society. It sucks, but you have your own life to live. Your father made his decisions, whether good or bad. You can hate him for them. You can resent him. You can blame him. But at the end of the day, if you don't figure out a way to live your life, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of the decisions that you make, good or bad. Fortunately for me, I made good decisions without knowing my dad. My dad, I'm a better man than my dad. My dad will admit that. I love him though. I think he's a great guy. I think he's transparent, he's honest, and he tries to be the father that he wasn't now. And so I just tell him, look, man, you're off the hook. I don't need a dad. I mean, it is what it is. I don't know what it's like to say dad.
Right.
You know, so I call him dad though. I show respect to him. He's a cool dude, but when I call him dad, it's not sentimental. I'm not like, oh, my father, my dad. I just be like, that's just the name instead of calling him. I'm a junior, so we have the same name.
Okay.
I can call him Will, but I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
it's
a respect thing. So I feel you, man. So, what do you think is like the mental health effects on a parent not really being able to see their kid? First off, let me back it up real quick. When do you think it's necessary for child support to be involved?
I think child support should be involved if the father just opts out of taking the child. So like when men and women split up, if they have kids, I believe prior to the kid turning 7, the child is better suited to be with the mother. But I think once a kid hits the age of 6, you should strongly start considering transferring the custodial parent to the father. Because by the time that kid is 7, the mother really is useless, in my opinion. You can say, people can disagree with me all they want. I think the mother is useless by the time the kid turns 7, because I think the mother becomes more of a detriment to the kid than a benefactor. I think structure and order has to really get instilled in that kid when they turn 7. If you don't start to implement the discipline in that kid by the time they're 7, if they hit 10 and that discipline is not in them, it's not going to be in them. You can forget it. When you see these kids who are 11 and 12 years old and they're a menace, it's because that opportunity has already surpassed. You can still fix them. It's still a possibility, but who has the time, commitment, and resources to do that?
Right.
I'm not. I'm not going to commit to anybody's kid. And I'm probably not even going to commit to my own kid if they were a menace by the age of 10. I'm like, well, go live with your mama then. Because when I was 10 years old, I knew right from wrong. I knew how to respect people. I'm not giving them a pass. Oh, they're young. No, what 10-year-old don't know they being disrespectful? What 10-year-old don't know they need to clean up? What 10-year-old don't know that they need to stop talking when an adult tells them to shut up?
Yeah.
So if they're not behaving this way by the time they're 10, bro, it's a lost cause. So if you don't give the father the opportunity, I mean, if he opts out of the opportunity of taking his kid, then yes, he needs to contribute financially to help that child get through their adolescence. But if the mother refuses to let the child live with him, so we got the first option, he opts out. He doesn't want the responsibility.
Right.
Cool. From 0 to 6, pay child support. Kid turns 7, transfer custodial to the parent, to the father. And at that point, his child support should stop. And at that point, her child support should kick in. Yes, I believe women should pay child support. So if he says to her, I don't need your support, we good, cool. She's off the hook. And she can go live her life and get another man and start her own family. Her family is effectively over at that point. She has visitation to her kid. She can still see her kid, but she has no more jurisdiction. She's not teaching the kid anything, because the strongest teacher of a child is not what you teach them. It's proximity to information. So I could teach my kid all I want to teach them, but if they're in close proximity to some fuckery, it don't matter what I'm teaching them. The fuckery is going to win. So this whole idea of, oh, blame the parents. Yeah, you can hold the parents accountable to some degree of how kids turn out, but you have to look at the environment and surroundings and how much of an influence did that parent have in dictating that environment. If the parent had influence in dictating that environment, then you hold the parent accountable. If the parent had no jurisdiction over the environment, you cannot hold them accountable. How you holding me accountable for something I can't control? My kids, my oldest 2 kids, live with their mother. They're around their mother. They're around their mother's ideology, her religious beliefs. They're around her friends. They're around the people in their neighborhood, the schools, all of which I have no control over.
Exactly.
So when I've taught my daughters things and I see them today, I'm like, you're not displaying the decorum of which I taught you. Am I to be blamed for that?
Nah, I mean, how can they? You know what I'm saying? Everything that you teach a child, it gets unlearned in that, 13% or however long, you know what I mean? Those 26 hours that you spend with your kid on the weekends, everything that you might teach them, all that stuff gets thrown out the window once you go back to, the other parent's house.
Yeah. And not only that, it's bad because you can't even, so when my kids was with me on the weekends, I would try to expose them to everything I could expose them to because it's my job to teach them, right? So I would cook with them. We cleaned. They came to work with me. They saw how I run my business. We looked at real estate together. We went and test drove cars and dealt with gas cars, electric cars. We talked about credit. We talked about sex. We talked about STDs. We talked about parenting. We talked about education, like math and reading, watch movies together. I disciplined them by spanking them. We had birthday, went swimming, parties. I try to expose them to everything, even dating. My daughters have been on dates with me. People like, oh, why are you exposing kids to this? I'm like, shut your dumb ass up. Like, help me understand something. My kids are not supposed to see me date. Not because I'm not supposed to be on dates with them, because their mother and I were supposed to be together. We got married. Right. We're still supposed to be together, right? So they're not supposed to see me interacting with a woman trying to get to know her. I already knew their mother before we had kids. We got married before we had kids. So why would they see me in dating women? But because their mother and I are no longer together, somebody has to teach my kids what dating is.
Facts.
Who's supposed to teach them?
My friend tells me this. She says, like, your kids, they're going to be adults longer than they're going to be kids. So you need to teach them more how to be adults than just being kids. You know what I mean? So I feel
Absolutely.
that ideology, bro.
But think about that. If you don't teach your kids how to date, where they going to learn it from?
I think that's the problem in our community right now is because we wasn't taught how to date. I tell my girl all the time, it's like a lot of men wasn't taught how to talk to girls. It's like you learn from, whatever. Maybe your partner, maybe if you had a role model, maybe it was some rap lyrics, you know what I'm saying, to be honest. But it's like nobody really taught you how to court a girl. And then here we are in this culture where we all just, where we at today. So I agree.
And what you don't know is that when your homeboy telling you X, Y, and Z, you don't know. All he doing is telling you what somebody told him.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
you don't know what he talking about.
The blind leading the blind. To be honest.
Or to be more transparent and honest, the dumb leading the dumb.
Yeah.
Because I know you mean blind leading the blind figuratively, but we can all see. But we are dumb, and we spread information from a limited understanding, and we talk as if we know what we're talking about. We know we don't know what we're talking about, or we're not 100% confident, but we want to seem like someone. That's one of the things I hate about social platforms. Everybody has a microphone.
Yeah.
A lot of dumbass people talking. And I tell people all the time, when you don't understand my perspective, and that's fair, you don't understand it. But how do you gain an understanding? How do you disagree with what I'm saying before you understand what I'm saying? I believe whenever you're dealing with a conflict, and this might be something you might want to steal, bro. I don't know if you might like it, you might not, but I think it's helpful for people. I think when you're faced with something that you disagree with, or it's a conflict of some sort, the first thing you do is accept. You accept whatever is being said. So like if you tell me right now I'm a deadbeat, or no, let me tell you you're a deadbeat because you're not really seeing your kid. So you're a deadbeat.
Right.
The first thing you should do is accept that I'm calling you a deadbeat without being offended by it. And then soften your heart and open your ears, right? When you accept what someone is saying, your guard is down. And then your heart softens and your ears open. And then you should try to then understand what I'm saying by asking me some questions. Okay, you're calling me a deadbeat. Well, why are you calling me a deadbeat? Give me the opportunity to explain why I think you're a deadbeat. Once you hear my explanation, process the explanation and say, that makes sense. I agree. I understand why he's saying that. I am a deadbeat. Or, no, I completely disagree with that. He's wrong. He really don't know what he's talking about. You gave me an opportunity to explain myself.
Right.
You heard it. You processed it. You came to the conclusion that I'm wrong because the facts aren't lining up. You can then have a dialogue with me. No, Will, you're wrong because of this, that, and the third. And maybe I may change my tune that you're not a deadbeat. If I double down that I still believe you're a deadbeat because now I introduce it's how I feel, which makes me always right.
Yep.
You have to then just come to the conclusion that you disagree with me. And that's where the conversation ends. So you accept what people say, which opens your heart. Softens your heart and opens your ears to understand what they're saying. And then once you understand what they're saying, you can come to the conclusion as to whether or not you agree or you disagree. But see, people always try to disagree or agree initially. Oh, I disagree.
Yep.
Okay, what do you disagree about? Let's have the conversation. I think that's crazy talk. Okay, have you not heard crazy talk from like people like Einstein, Thomas Edison, Theodore? All these famous people who said crazy things once upon a time. Nikola Tesla, all these people who said crazy things once upon a time.
Lewis Lattimore, you know what I'm saying? They could have.
Alexander Graham Bell. All these people who invented things, changed our world, was crazy talk once upon a time.
Yeah.
That's just me, though. Maybe I'm stupid.
Hey, man. I don't know, man. But I feel that's basic dialogue is what you explaining. Basic communication skills where I know in our community we lack, We regress back to being a child. Like I said this thing, like in our community, we have prolonged adolescence stage to where we always want to be a teenager. We thinking like a kid. And so that way we can always disagree just based off of our feelings and emotions. And we are like the most informed voter, the most informed class of people here right now. And staying on topic, it's like with what you're saying, no one really even wants to have this conversation because the moment that you say, walk away from them kids because it makes it hard, now you a deadbeat. Or the moment that you said, instead of just coming over, stay with your friends, like everything that you outlined, nobody wants to hear those things, man. So it's like, how do we even get to because this is killing us as a society. So what does child support reform look like? Because we coming up on midterms and we can't keep raising our sons under this system. Eventually it's going to fold. We having less and less kids. So it's like, what does that look like? Can we really reform child support?
Yep. Here's what it looks like. Before I answer that, I want to touch on what you just said about prolonging adolescence. There's a reason why we prolong adolescence. There's a culprit. You know who to blame for prolonging of adolescence?
Shoot, the rap culture. What would you say?
Whoever came up with the phrase 30 is the new 20.
That's fit. That was Jay-Z, remember? He had that song.
I think it happened before him.
Okay.
But the people, so we could blame Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And then if you want to blame Jay-Z, that would make rap culpable to some degree. But the people who say 30 is the new 20 and 40 is the new 30, the reason why they are problematic is because they don't want to grow up.
Come on,
so
bro.
if you a 30 and 40-year-old and don't want to grow up, and then our culture primarily our women, dudes too, dudes are not exempt because these fools want to go to strip club and make it rain, which is the dumbest thing in the world to me. But we prioritize fun. Fun is something that children understand well. And when you take away fun from kids, they tend to throw a fit. So
where that clock
if you want to stay in that fun mode, you're going to stay in the mind of a child.
Yes, sir.
So any adult who doesn't want to grow up, I'm 43 years old now. I'm not, just can't wait to be 44. but I'm not afraid of 44 either.
Right.
I'd rather get closer to 50 than go back towards 30.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to be with that younger generation. That younger generation is hell. So to answer your question now, how do we reform child support? We reform child support by going to the essence of what a child needs. We keep talking about, in our society, we always say, man, a kid needs their daddy. And whatever, like if a kid turns out to be something great, if a woman is a single parent and she raises a child and that child turns out to be the next LeBron James, it doesn't have to be in sports, it can be in anything, but they excel to the level of LeBron James. They say that woman did a great job raising that kid. If the child grows up and he turns out to be a big meech, they say, where was his daddy? If he turns out to be good, they give the woman the praise. If he turns out to be bad, they give the father the blame. So we have to go back to his essence and find out, well, what is it that a kid needs? If you had to strip a child, the parents, like every time a kid was born, you had to pick which parent was going to be most vital to the safety and provision of that kid. Who would you choose? Most people would choose the father for safety and provision. They would choose the mother for nourishment. Well, at some point, the kid don't need to be nourished on a daily basis. They can figure that out on their own.
Yeah.
But a child does never. When does a child start providing for themselves and protecting themselves? At what age do kids start providing and protecting themselves?
Man, it depends. A lot of kids can start at the age of 12, 13. You know what I mean? It just depends.
They ain't providing no roof over their head at 12.
No.
They ain't keeping a roof over their head at 12.
So 18 for real, like what?
There you go.
18.
They ain't a kid no more then. Right? So the kid needs a provider and protector their entire adolescence. But they don't need a nourisher their entire adolescence. At some point, the mother's job dissipates. You can clearly see it because when these latchkey kids, they at home by themselves, they cooking for themselves because the mother is playing the father's role. She at work providing. The kid is nourishing themselves. You leave all these instructions. When you get home, don't open my door for nobody. I left you some snacks over there. You better not get more than 4 cookies. Dinner's already made. Put it in the microwave.
Put it in the microwave.
You can watch some TV, but you better get your homework. You leaving all these instructions for this kid. But where is the mother? There's no mother present because the mother is a father now.
Right.
She's effectively a man. So you have to think about that, the essence of it. Who is the most vital parent? It's the father is the most vital parent. Whose last name does the child take? They take the father's last name. So if the father is so pivotal in the child's life, you have to say, why don't we flip it on his head? Whenever a person gets divorced, a couple get divorced, we're going to make the father the automatic custodial parent. Now, if the father can't maintain that role, we can revisit it and transfer custody to the mother. But the father is going to be the automatic custodial parent in a divorce. I guarantee you see divorces drop by 80%.
Ah, man, 80%. Yeah, absolutely. Loose Streets, man. What's up, bro?
And then you'll find out if fathers can actually do the job.
Yep.
And if they can do the job, then why would you replace a man who's fully capable of doing the job with a paycheck? Aren't fathers more than paychecks?
Come on.
But they're not, because you will happily say, take him out of my child's life and give me his resources to the tune of $500 to $1,500 a month, whatever that range typically is for the average guy to pay child support. So $700 is more vital for my kid. You rather my kid get $700 a month than have me.
Yep.
You rather my kid get $1,500 a month than have me. If you got a $1,500 a month raise on your job, how much more better would your child's life be? It's not going to increase that much. Their quality of life won't. You can buy them stuff. You maybe can take them somewhere, but does you make it $1,500 more? Because essentially my ex-wife gets a raise because of child support now, right?
Basically, yeah.
But then you get one less parent to care for the kids. The ecosystem of people who would die for these kids has dropped by a minimum of 50%.
Exactly, because his whole family now, you've excluded a whole nother side of that family, that lineage. The cousins, the aunties that would do anything for him, the babysitters. Now you got to be this strong, independent black woman when you had a tribe.
And if women can be honest with themselves, like I'm gonna talk to your audience for a second, ladies. If y'all could be honest with yourselves, y'all know y'all family ain't shit.
Come on, man.
His family might not be shit either. But wouldn't you want access to the 100 people in your family plus the 100 people in his family? Because between the 200 of those people, you're going to find 3 to 4 people who got their heads on straight. And now your kid can pick and choose who they want to be attached to. They don't have to attach to all 200 family members. They could attach to the 3 or 4 that got their head on straight. Yep. But unfortunately, 3 of the people with their head on straight is on his side. So you just cut those people out too. We selfishly, child support is a way to break men.
Yep.
It's a way to break men and put men in this weird space, because check this out. I did a live, I did a broadcast with Lapeep, with JR over there, Lapeep that way, right?
Yeah.
And we were talking about stepdads. And this girl told me, her name was Crayola, by the way. She told me, somebody said they're not gonna take no advice from a person named after a crayon or whatever.
Oh, me? Why would you?
So look, she told me, I'll play the clip for you if you want me to. She told me that stepdads are better than real dads.
People love to believe that. You can play the clip too if you got it as well, and we could definitely.
I got it.
Because that's crazy.
So I said, wow. So now you put men in this weird space, because when me and my ex-wife got divorced, man, I was in a weird space for a while, because dating was so weird to me, because I was like, how do I explain to this woman that I'm not, my kids don't live with me?
Come on, bro. I say it all the time. Like, when you're trying to date, it's hard. And I got to a point where I don't even talk about it. I don't even tell them, like, you got a kid? Yeah. And I lie. You know what I'm saying? My girl right here, like, yeah, we work it out. Knowing that me and my baby mama can't stand each other type shit. You know what I'm saying? But you don't want to make it awkward as a man, because now, I didn't mean to interject, brother, but I definitely understood, because as a man, you don't want to make it awkward, because now you might be demonized. Like, well, what did you do to be out of your kid's life? What kind of father, what kind of man is you to abandon your kid? Or you must be not shit, or all of these type of things. And it's like, you got to defend your integrity before you even buy her a cup of coffee, man. So it's like, what's the point, you know?
Yep. I found the clip. No, I agree with you 100%, bro. I was in that weird space for about a year until I realized women don't care. You can have kids, you can have 3 baby mamas, and she'll happily be the 4th. They talk a good talk. Women love ain't shit niggas. If you try to be on your square, you're gonna struggle in the dating market. And then if you get with a woman and you be good to her, you're gonna struggle in the bedroom. You treat her like she ain't shit, you're gonna have a great time in the bedroom. You cheat on a regular basis, you're gonna have a great time in the bedroom. Because I ain't never see a woman stop sleeping with her man because he cheating on her. Have you?
Nah, I mean, no. Shit, they love him. They go to
the dudes who are faithful, they have a dry bedroom. They don't get wet ever.
Yeah. He boring.
Anyway.
That's what they say. He boring, girl. He boring. You know what I'm saying?
Here go the clip. Let me see if you can hear it. Oh, I should plug my mic up. Let me see if you can hear it.
feel like it's better stepdaddies than it's actual real daddies. That's just what I feel like.
Oh yeah, we
I
can
don't
see
know
it
what
in
the
the camera.
statistics say, but that's how I feel.
So how you just feel that way? Like,
Well,
you know why? I know why you feel that way.
Why?
You only know women who leave the fathers of their children. That's why.
No. I mean, I had an excellent stepfather. I had a terrible real father, biological father, but I had an excellent stepfather.
Let me brighten
Mama leave.
Let me brighten it.
I had a terrible real father, biological father, but I had an excellent stepfather.
Did your mama leave your daddy?
No, she did not leave him.
You left her?
Certain things happen, I guess so, but she did not leave him.
So let me ask you this: how many friends or cousins do you have that have children where the man left them? Not he wasn't being a good guy. He wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. He said, "I don't want you," and he left and abandoned her.
Well, I don't know. I can't
How
answer
many
that.
women do you know that left their baby daddies?
Because sometimes you have to leave them because they're not acting right and they're not treating you the way that you're supposed to be treated. So now you have to leave with your child. So
We don't need to deal with the nuances of why the relationship ended. First, we have to deal with who left. When we deal with who left, then we say, okay, this relationship no longer exists because this person left. Now, maybe they have good reason to leave, but we can't deal with that.
I feel like the men be leaving. The men 9 out of 10 leave the woman. I feel like it's better stepdaddies than it's actual.
Bro, these women just talk, bro.
They just any way to deflect and to dodge out of accountability, because 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Like that's
and
just
90% if they're educated.
Yeah. So like, and these are stats you can check on the CDC, you can check on marriage stats, you can check all of these stats. These are not our emotions. So
My daughter calling me right now. I didn't want to interrupt you. I'll call her back.
Oh, you good? So it's like knowing that, and like Kevin Samuels, that's funny that you led with that because of him
on the podcast.
Because of him, like he and other men out here talking like that, it's really got men really thinking and reanalyzing and not being simps anymore. And so to me, most stepdaddies, not all, most of them are simps for real. Like, and that's why they think they the best. Not all of them, but most of them be simps anyway. Because
you have to be why. Go ahead, finish your point. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah. I was just gonna say because. And it's kind of hitting on what you're saying because most of them are simps, to be honest, because you never even gave that man the first father, the original dad, possibly never even had a chance, first off. So you compare him. And then this guy, he's only staying there to try and prove himself to you, like, oh, I'm not like him. I'm not like him. And most of these niggas don't have no place else to go or got anything. And even if they do got something going on in their life, they still aren't a strong man because why couldn't you get your own woman and take care of your own kids rather than latching on to a problem? Because all you're doing is walking into a problem, essentially.
I'm going to give you a real easy way to explain it to them. Well, they may not accept it. Remember, it's not your job to make people accept.
Exactly.
If they want to be able to deal with conflict, they'll accept, do their best to understand, and then determine if they agree or disagree, right?
Absolutely.
So if you got a single woman, who's she gonna say is the most important person in her life? A single mother, who's she gonna say is the most important person in her life?
She's gonna say her kids first off, right?
Her kid. Who's she gonna say come before her kids?
Who comes before her kids?
Yeah, a single mom. Who's she gonna say come before her kids?
Nobody, essentially.
Nobody.
Nope, so, not even God.
Who's supposed to be the most important person in a wife's life?
Her man.
So if a man is supposed to be the most important person in her life, but she'll tell you as a single mother, the child, no one comes before my kid. For you to insert yourself in her world, you automatically are in second place at best.
Whew.
How do you put yourself in a situation where you're going to put your life on the line for people who tell you you're second place at best?
Drop one of Clues bombs.
So as a man, when you take on a single mother, which don't get me wrong, those relationships can work, they can flourish, and they can be great. But in general, they're going to be horrible. Now, if you can find the exception to the rule, cool. But if you think that you just gonna be the exception to the rule, you a dumbass.
Yeah.
Women tell you their kids come first. And if a woman, see, when I was dating, women had a problem dealing with me. That's why I had to stop dating women with kids and I had to start only focusing on women without kids.
Yeah.
But the problem with women without kids, I didn't want any more kids. So I had to come to grips with that. If I date a woman without kids, she's probably gonna want kids. So I got to be open to that. So I didn't get a vasectomy after my divorce. So Think about this. I said, when I was dealing with women with kids, I was literally tell them while we're getting to know each other, I would be like, hey, who comes first, me or your kids? She was like, what? She ain't like the questions, but she'll tell me, my kids come first. I mean, you're not my husband. I said, so you're telling me that if I become your husband, then I come before your kids? Well, yeah. Well, ma'am, you're a dumbass. Why are you talking to me like that? No, think about this. You're going to tell me that no matter how much time, energy I put into you and these kids, because I'm going to have to do all of that for you to want to marry me, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I can do all of that and I'm still second place. Soon as I sign a piece of paper to say I do to you, now I trump your kids. My signature allows me to trump your kids, not what I do for them. You sound stupid. And I will have these candid conversations with them, and it will be so, and they will say, well, you're just not the man for me. Baby, I know.
Clearly.
I know.
She looking for
because you want a man you can run over, and you clearly know to be with me, you're gonna have to submit.
Exactly.
And your kids don't come before me. As a matter of fact, you probably should give them to their daddy. You don't want to give them to their daddy? Why? He not a good dad? Okay, but he has legal custody of them too, right? Yeah, they go over here for the weekends and stuff. Okay, so he's not a good man. And so I have to to be with you, I got to deal with a bad influence in your kids' lives who happens to be their father. Why am I attaching myself to this uphill battle? Because if he's a good father, wouldn't you want him to have his kids?
Facts.
Oh, you want to have them too. Okay, but don't you having them produce challenges for me? Don't I have to now, if you have daughters, I can't just be left alone with your daughters, can I?
Nope.
So I have to be on this uphill battle, all of these hurdles and circumstances to make this relationship work. This is loving uphill, and I teach people you should love downhill. I'd rather slide down a hill than walk up the hill. It's a lot more work to walk up than it is to slide down. I think you should love people in a way that it comes easy. If loving you is hard, I don't want that love. If loving you has to have all these parameters to maintain my safety, as far as not being accused of something or losing my freedom or having to have problems with another man who once shared your womb, I don't want these problems.
Man, that's heavy, bro. That's heavy. And I know people not gonna agree with it. They saying stepdaddy is simp. Like, what? Like, but when you break it down in reality, it's like you really are playing second fiddle, because let's be honest, even if you do assume the role and you are her husband, how many men have the luxury or the capacity to actually discipline a woman's kid? You know what I mean? If he or she acts out, don't put your hands on my child. Don't talk to him like that. That's not your son. You not my daddy. Like, everybody's in the back of your mind, you waiting to hear that conversation. So it's like, do you really want to put yourself in that situation? So yeah, you're right. And it probably would be better if, and it's not a bashing women session, because I know that's the first thing people love to say is like, y'all just up here bashing women, too. Bitter dudes. But
I guarantee you, if you bash them, you have a better dialogue with them.
Yeah. But the truth, you're right, bro. Like, but the truth is like, if women were nicer, I'm gonna just be frank, if y'all were a lot nicer and were a lot more considerate, then we wouldn't call these men a stepdad. I mean, these stepdads a simp. But in reality, we know what the water cooler conversation is when he comes to the bar. He's like, man, fuck her and fuck them fucking kids. I don't know why I'm with her. I'm footing the bill. I'm doing this, I ain't even getting no pussy for all of this and this, that, and that. We like, dude, why is you with her? Like, these are the conversations. But he's not man enough to say this to you. This is just the truth, though. You know what I mean? So
we can help them out today. We need to bash women more. Let me explain. Yeah. Remember, first, people accept, right? Yeah. Then try to gain an understanding of what I'm about to say. Then you can determine if you agree or disagree. And I got time. If you got time, I got time. But if we out of time, we out of time.
Now we got some time, man. They chopping it up, bro. Ain't nobody else, so we here. And the audience loving it. I got Miss Google Review. She said not all women. And then I got Ali Johnson watch. So yeah, man, we got a nice little live, bro. So go ahead.
Okay.
The floor is
so
yours.
I think we need to bash women more. And I'm gonna give you some examples of what would support my claim. We live in an information age. We live amongst the World Wide Web. When I've never met each other in person, and we're having a conversation via technology, right? We have access to people, places. We can see the world from the comfort of our living room now. Because we have all this access, you tell me the viral videos that you see of a man and a woman having a good, healthy dialogue.
Shit, they don't exist yet.
Who makes information go viral? Men or women?
Women, all day.
Who makes TV shows popular? Men or women?
Women.
Who makes artists, musicians money? Men or women?
Women.
Who makes clothing lines flourish? Men or women?
Women. 80% of the department stores are women. Look at their malls.
Who makes anything that has to deal with consumerism flourish? Men or women?
80% of consumer debt is held by women. So this is statistics. Check
So
the CPI.
even they say there's more women enrolled in college. Women are keeping schools afloat.
Yep.
Women keep therapists in business. Women keep medical offices in business. Women go to the doctor more than men.
Yep.
Everything that happens is primarily due to women making it go because of how much they consume. So if you see toxicity rising and you see it spreading, it's only spreading because of women. Guys don't find information like women find information. Guys don't seek gossip like women seek gossip. Guys don't sit there like, if you saw two dudes arguing and they were just constantly going back and forth at it, it'll develop an audience. But if it was an audience of just men, the conversation will go flat at some point.
Yeah, because they'd be like, what are they talking about? Over there, religion,
Like,
politics, girls?
Yeah, we'll lose interest. We're not going to watch two dudes just keep arguing because, like, how they ain't fighting yet?
How can they swing, nigga?
I mean, how long you going to watch two dudes argue? You going to watch two dudes argue for an hour and a half?
Nah.
If you remove all the constraints, they're face to face. That argument will last 3 to 5 minutes before somebody's face is getting smashed into the pavement.
Yeah, facts.
So women are the ones that keep all this rhetoric, this battle of the sexes stuff going. Women are the ones that consume this. Women are sitting there arguing with men when they talk about their feminine, because as a woman, she shouldn't be arguing with a man, period. Mm-hmm. Because if you remove all the constraints, the man not going to push her face into the concrete, because there's consequences for that. So the conversation, the bickering, the arguing will just continue. Why? Because she won't back down. Now, some men, they'll say, oh, it ain't manly to argue with a woman. Bullshit. Men, that's what men do. Men argue. Right. Men fight. Men are aggressive. Arguing is a form of aggression. It's a masculine thing to do. It's not a feminine thing to do. So to see a woman sitting there arguing with a man or consuming that, it's like women should be turned off by it. Women should be like, oh, fighting, violence. Oh, no, yuck. No way.
Come on, bro. But, you ain't lying, bro. But it's I'm glad you said that, bro, because you see more and more of women fighting in these videos that's going viral. Oh, my mama. Oh, my mama. Acting like dudes and pulling out the Dracos. And it's just like, what? Who do you think is sexy? Like, who's that for?
You should bash them. You know why? They like bashing content. They don't like the uplift. Every time I go on Instagram or TikTok and I hear people just bickering and arguing, and they be like, why can't we come together? Why can't we unite? Because you don't want to come. It's men out here praising you, black women, trying to come together and unite, and you're not over there. You over here with the toxicity. You over here with the misogyny. You over here with the hate black women speech. Mm-hmm. You over here with everything that you say you are against, but you're never over there with the things you say you are for.
Clock it, bro.
Why do you keep finding the negative content? Why aren't you just basking in the glory of women? Should be like, every time I go on the internet, there's brothers out here that just sing us our praises because they exist. The Dr. Umars,
Yep.
the Derek Jacksons. But after a while, you realize it's just bullshit. They just selling, they about to sell you something because you consume so much. They can say, get my self-help book. And what you gonna do? Get on Amazon and buy that book. You're gonna read it.
Yep.
You're gonna read Steve Harvey's book.
Yep.
You're gonna do all these things, and it ain't gonna get you nothing. You're gonna find yourself right back in the toxic space, trying to quote words from these panda bear niggas out here. And it ain't gonna land. Because you're gonna run into a me, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna ask you a question pertaining to what you're trying to tell me, and then you're going to respond. You're not going to answer it. You're going to try to explain what you're about to say. And at the end of it, I'm gonna be like, ma'am, can you just answer my question? And you're going to say, I did answer your question. You just don't like my answer. And I'm going to say, no, you didn't answer it. You just responded to me. I'm going to give you an example. You want an example?
I mean, I'm just thinking about 6 of them right now, guys. But go ahead for the audience, and then real quick too, because my audience says I wish y'all stop saying all women, and it's not all women. Like, all black people don't eat chicken. All white people aren't racist. So like our old people say, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. You are somewhere at the nearest airport because this does not apply to you. So it's not all women, it's not all black people, it's not all. But the term is majority. So for the minority that say it's not all women, you are in the minority class. We're talking about the majority. So
I'm about to trigger her. Ma'am, I'm about to trigger you. I'm going to keep saying all.
That's
and
him.
You're going to struggle with the all, right? Because we know it's not all, but when you hear me say all, you're policing the words. And don't say all. Does it change if I say most? What difference? Did your life improve or did your life digress by my verbiage of all or most? No, if you're a woman doing what you're supposed to do, you're just supposed to keep doing what you do and try to impact one. If you can impact one and hopefully that person impact one, then y'all could exact change. But y'all get so caught up in trying to police people's speech and police people's rhetoric that y'all want them to talk the right way instead of you being the example and you holding the people you claim you can hold accountable. See, I can't hold nobody accountable. So I don't try to hold black men accountable because the only people I can hold accountable is the people who submit to me. If you don't submit to me or give me permission to hold you accountable, I can't hold you accountable just because we share the same skin tone or we have the same sex organs. Mm-hmm. So the people, the black women in our society are degenerates. That would mean my black daughters and my black woman. If I'm talking about all, I would be calling my woman and my kids degenerates. I'm not doing that. But I'm not going to just keep saying some, most to appease y'all. I'm just going to say black women, because when we say black men, if we got to say most or some, or like what percentage is it really? Do we know the percentage? So what if it's 99%? Do you want us to just say most? We can't just say black women or black men. We gotta make a concession for that 1%.
Exactly.
Like why are we doing that? And why we spend so much time talking about that stuff? Yep. Ma'am, all of y'all. All of us, when y'all call black men deadbeats, you don't hear us. No, all black men, we just accept it. Yeah. Here's an example of dang, I had it. Back to the Lapeef show, right?
Yeah.
Look at this, bro. Look at it.
If he's not your leader, think about it. You're not in a relationship when most of you ladies are having sex with guys.
That's not true. That's not true. I'm getting that from. They deal with hoes. They think everybody a hoe.
I don't think everybody is a hoe, but are you ladies actually telling me? Are you ladies actually telling me that you never slept with a guy that you weren't actively in a relationship with?
Without protection?
Doesn't matter.
I don't like somebody
Ladies,
like
ladies,
first of all,
Hold on, wait. Hold on, ladies.
I'm asking you ABC 1, 2, 3 questions, okay? These are not complex questions. Have you ladies ever slept with a guy while not being in a committed relationship with him?
what does that have to do with him being how we even drifted up to this? How
I
we
don't
drifted?
Just answer the question.
For you.
Yes.
He's gonna get to it, but just can't. Hold on, panel, hold on. Mike's one mic, y'all. Ladies, you can hold on, wait. You can either say that you opt out of answering the question or answer the question. But he's trying to walk y'all down that path, but y'all gotta allow him to. But you have to be either honest or say that you don't want to answer.
I'll answer it.
Okay, go ahead, Shane.
So for me, with the men that I have had sex with, I was with for a considerable amount of time, right? I've never just had a one night stand and just been like, that's just not my style. So when I'm with a guy and I've given myself, because I'm at that point I've known him, I follow what he does.
Are you going to answer my question though? If he's not your lead,
Bro, they will not answer the questions.
Nope.
It doesn't matter, bro. I've done this. I have thousands of hours of content of women just not answering simple questions. I'm just like,
and so does Kevin Samuels, and it's like when you know that they won't answer the question, it's an automatic yes. Like when she said, I had to get to know him. Okay, that means he probably waited a couple, maybe 2-3 weeks. It was somebody that you was fucking around with. That don't make him your boyfriend, your girlfriend, or your significant other. It was just somebody he was knocking down. Be honest.
You heard the other girl say without protection,
right?
What are you talking about?
What
are you talking about?
But what she said was, she just think that since he deal with hoes, we all hoes and just think hoes. But see, that's exactly what their mindset went was that, if I say that we wasn't in a relationship, you're gonna think I was a hoe because how many girls that you done knock down that you didn't call hoes. So it's like we know the game. Like if you a hoe, then somebody got to be the pimp. You know what I mean? So it's like we understand the verbiage. Just be honest, ladies.
Yep, and to stick with your topic, man, because I don't want to derail too far from it. What you asked, what's hurting our families? What's hurting our families is simply this: we don't value men. Yeah, men are not valued, and if women are honest, if we're completely honest, just be real, ladies. Y'all don't value men. Y'all value what men can do to your benefit, but you don't value the person. You don't look at a man and say, man, he's deserving of my commitment. He's deserving of my respect. He's deserving of my love. He's deserving of my support. And so even when he falls and he can't do for me what he was able to do, or even when he gets in a rut and start making bad decisions and he's not doing for me what he used to do for me, I'm going to continue to support him, continue to love him, continue to submit to him, continue to honor him. Y'all won't do that because everything women do for a man is contingent upon him doing for her first. Mm-hmm. So women don't do that with their children. Their children are notorious for being disrespectful, breaking the rules, lying to them, embarrassing them, violating their trust. And what do? Continue to love, continue to support, continue to honor, continue to sacrifice for these kids because they love their kids more than they love their men. And if we don't fix that, you're never going to fix this problem. A woman has to look at that man and say, I know through the duration of our relationship, you're going to drop the ball at times. Just like she would drop the ball at times, right? So I'm not going to beat up on her for being human and falling short. But she needs to say, I will never forsake you. That brings me to this word, loyalty. Me and my woman having some top conversations about this word right now, and we're not completely on the same page with it. And it's causing some problems within our relationship, just in how we see things. So I tell her, a man can cheat on his woman. That don't mean he ain't loyal. But if a woman cheats on her man, she's not loyal. They're like, what? How is a man cheating loyal? Because loyalty means I won't leave you and forsake you. When you need me, I'm always going to be there. I'm always going to be there. I'm going to love you. Even if I'm sleeping with another woman, I still love you. If I'm sleeping with another woman, I still provide for you. If I'm sleeping with another woman, I still protect you. If I'm sleeping with another woman, I'm still there for you. Me sleeping with another woman will not diminish my role in what I do for you. Or I'm just saying what men do for a woman, right? So if a woman sleeps with another man, she's not going to continue to do those things for her man. A woman cannot be her loyalties can't be divided like that, because she can't say, "Oh, I'm going to submit to you while I let another man penetrate me."
Nah, hell no.
How does that happen?
Never been done.
Because I'm telling you not to let another man penetrate you. How are you respecting me by doing what I'm telling you not to do? It's not a man's job to respect his woman. For all you dudes out there trying to respect your woman, you stupid. I'm not saying don't respect her. I'm saying that's not what she needs. She needs you to love her. She does not need you to respect her. The reverse is true when it comes to men. Men need you to respect them. They do not need you to love them. I'm not saying don't love your man.
That's flying over people's head.
Say it again.
I said I know that's flying over people's head of what you saying. I get it, but I know that's.
I'm gonna try to explain it to him like this. If you love me and don't respect me, I will never associate that you love me. If you don't love me, but you respect me, I'll never know that you don't love me, because I'll never inquire. I'll never inquire, do you love me, if you're respecting me? But if you're not respecting me, I will emphatically attest that you do not love me. There's no way you can love me if you don't respect me. Women will say the same thing. How could you love me? You don't even respect me. Shut your ass up. You don't need respect, because you need me to love you. If I was loving you, showering you with gifts, or being sensual, being emotional, being empathetic, being sympathetic, if I was being all these things, you will never tell me that I don't respect you. Them words will never come out your mouth. You won't even inquire. Why would you inquire for a man if he respects you, if he's doing all the things that you love? The moment I stop doing what you love, then you'll start talking about we don't have the mutual respect for a relationship.
Yeah.
Girl, shut your ass up.
Because they equate love with respect. I'm hearing you, bro. Yeah.
Then what does you ask me? I told you about the call to action piece. The call to action piece, I think that we should give kids to their fathers. I think we should give kids automatically the first year of a child's, the first year during a divorce, kids should go with the father. Why? Because the mother is typically the one breaking up the home. Think about it. We're going to award the woman for ruining the family by giving her the kids. We're going to say, and then not only give her the kids, give her, think about this. When a man and a woman is coming at odds and about to break up, the only thing, let's say for the last year of their relationship, it was just turmoil. The only thing happening during that time that a woman is getting from a man is his resources. Because they're not intimate, right? They're not emotionally connected to each other in any way, shape, or form. A lot of times women connect to a man because of his resources. He connects to her because of the intimacy.
That's facts.
Right? He's basically buying the intimacy from her, and she's leveraging her intimacy to get his resources. And there's no harm, no foul in that. That's fair game, right? Absolutely. We all subscribe to that. We're all cool with that. But when the relationship comes to an end and they have children, the woman continues to get everything she wants from the man, right? She got the kids from him. They live with her. She got the separation from him. She don't want to be with him. And she still have access to his resources, which is what she had when she was with him.
Right.
The man loses everything.
Come on.
He loses his woman. So he lost the intimacy. He loses his kids. So he lost the connection to he's losing his connection to them on a daily basis, which is now messing with his mental, messing with his emotions. And now because he's become so erratic and he responds to everything now because he's in an emotional state, he looks crazy. And he loses his resources because he's still paying for them as if they're his responsibility, and they're not his responsibility. My kids effectively are not my responsibility. My oldest two. Even though I pay child support, even though I'm there for them, if they need me, I'm always gonna be daddy to them because I love my kids, and it's just a sacrifice that I've made. But if we legally, it should be said that he is no longer their they are no longer his responsibility. My ex-wife and I, when we separated, we were still legally married. She was seeing some guy, and we was done. We was about to get divorced, but she caught a flat tire, and I was out of town, and she was trying to get my kids to school, and she called me. She said, I'm trying to get the kids to school and I got a flat. I said, okay. She's telling me for. She's like, well, because I'm trying to get our kids now. Oh, I'm trying to get our kids to school. All right, well, call your man. Right. She said, well, you're their daddy. I said, but he's your fucking man. What do you call it, bitch? Excuse my French, ladies. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, what do you? I wish my woman would, if she had kids, call her baby daddy when she run into a situation.
Exactly. They don't see that as disrespect, though, man.
What? So the man you call is the man who should be able to penetrate you, unless he's your daddy. If he's anybody outside of your daddy, if you call the AAA man, he should be able to penetrate you. So think about it. My woman only calls AAA if I'm not around. Otherwise, I'm calling AAA. Or I'll call AAA. Now, if I call AAA for my woman, it's okay for AAA to help her. But if she calling AAA, like, well, you call another man to do my job.
I feel that.
If I get hungry and I call another woman to cook for me, you think my woman gonna have a problem with that?
It's a problem.
They're gonna act like, so what, girl? Let her take that responsibility. Well, guess what? They say way to a man's heart is through his stomach. So if this woman is feeding me, pretty soon I'm gonna be smashing her. It just, bro. When we get away from 1 + 1 is 2, we start trying to do multiplication when we should be doing division. We start trying to do division when we should be doing subtraction. We're doing subtraction when we should be doing addition. That's when we have these problems.
For real.
Don't call any man to do anything for you as a woman unless you allow that man to penetrate you. You could be like, oh, well, so I'm not supposed to take my car to the shop? No, tell your daddy take it for you. No, ask your brother to take it for you. If I work at I should start telling these guys that work at Audi and Mercedes and BMW. Well, really Mercedes and BMW, because these ladies love getting 3 Series BMWs and they love getting C-Class Mercedes, thinking they got real Benzes and Beamers, right? So I'm gonna tell the guys at a certain the repair shop, I'm like, hey man, anytime a woman come in here and drop her car off, hey bro, you have the authority, in my opinion. If I was the president, you have the authority to smash.
Hey, we gonna when I clip it up, we gonna tag Mercedes and say you guys got the authority to smash.
Hey, you got the ability, you got the ability to hit any woman that drop her car, because her man should be doing it. So my woman, I tell my woman, she dropped the truck off one time, and I'm like, damn, with my own logic, I'm giving another nigga permission to hit my woman. My woman can't drop her truck off no more. It's my job. What you dropping? Hell no, I'll take it up there. Sit down. I'll be back. My woman don't deal with it. She only dealt with it because I was busy doing something. But in that time of being busy doing something, I gave another man permission to hit my woman.
You know what I'm saying? Shit happens, bro.
Yeah.
Can't be there
So
always.
no, man.
But no, for real. It's a healthy conversation, man. My thing is, I think, would you be down? I think men need to make a petition, 100,000 signatures, man, to start getting this on the ballot and really start working towards putting this into fruition and a physical thing, man. We got midterms coming up. We got elections coming up. We got, the next 30, 40 years, we can really change, you know what I mean, these child support laws for real, man, because it's pernicious against us, dog.
Futile effort. You're going to waste your time. We just talked about it, right? I think it's a great idea in spirit, but we just talked about what moves the world now. Women.
Shit, women.
If women, listen, child support would end tomorrow if women say it's not right. All the men can fight it till we blue in the face. But as long as the legal system can leverage women by giving them child support, they will never, ever take us serious. Women are leveraged with the child support system. It's to keep men at bay. We can't think about this. If men can band together and change the world, they'll revolt against the United States of America. The United States of America will be in trouble because guess what? All the people we rely on in our military are men. The only way you can keep men at bay is with the legal system that we all agreed to abide by. And they will never change it, because if they change it, then it gives men the upper hand. Right now, women have the upper hand. Women, the only people in America that can be men and women at the same time and not have a problem with that. When guys try to be men and women, they can get away with it, but they can't get away with it around straight men. See, straight women accept lesbians. Straight men don't accept homosexual men. We'll tolerate them. We'll be respectful to them, but we're not just going to be hanging out with them like, yeah, this is my gay homeboy. No. We might have somebody who's gay that we've learned to respect and we cool with, but we're just not about to have 5 and 6, 7 gay friends. That's not going to happen.
Nah, you probably might know 1 or 2 and you just, but nah, you ain't lying about that.
Yeah. I mean, how many gay friends you got?
None, 0, bro. I know gay niggas from high school and shit, bro, but you know what I mean? I ain't got no gay friends actively.
I had, I think, 3 gay friends in my life. Let me tell you how that transpired. When I first moved to Atlanta, the first dude I met was gay. I didn't know he was gay, but I thought he was gay. He helped me get an apartment because I was looking for an apartment. He was my leasing agent. And at the time, before he helped me get the apartment, I was like, I had just moved here. So he was like, so where do you work? I was like, well, I don't have a job yet. He's like, well, you know, they're not going to lease to you without a job. I said, I know. I said, you know anybody hiring right now? And he's like, we hiring. Let me put in a good word for you. He put a good word in for me. I got the job.
Right.
We started talking because we leasing agents were in the same place, and he became my brother. Loved him like a brother. If somebody talked crazy about him, I would try to put him in the dirt. That's the only gay dude that I ever had love for. Like, love him like a brother. He's not here anymore. He passed away. But that dude right there, I loved him like a brother, and I wouldn't be shy of telling somebody I love a gay dude.
Right.
That's how much love I had for him. Now, for a gay dude in general, no. The other 2 gay dudes, they're not really my friends. They were just, one was my neighbor. He lived across the street from me. His name was Will too. And we lived in the same subdivision, and we just talked because we cool, right? My neighbor lived directly across the street from me. The other gay dude was at my church, and I didn't even know he was gay. And I just say he's my friend because, you know, we was cordial and we talked at church or whatever, you know, amongst men groups. We was in men small groups, and he was in there, and we conversed. So those are my 3 relationships with gay men.
Yeah.
So I don't have gay. I don't call gay men on the phone. I don't hang out with gay men. That's not something that we do. But women hang out with lesbians all the time.
Oh yeah.
Women go out with lesbians, go on girls' trips with lesbians, sleep in the same bed with lesbians. And claim not to be lesbians.
Sleep with a lesbian and still like, oh, you know, coochie though.
Yeah.
You know.
So at the end of the day, bro, they will never ever do that for us. They will never ever terminate child support because we think it's wrong. They will only do that if women say these men don't deserve to be held by this crazy standard of paying a certain dollar amount, because I read studies, man. I read a study the other day that said it costs $24,000 a year to take care of a kid. I said, bullshit. It used to be $14,000 a year. I'm saying that's bullshit too. How is that even possible when most people who are in poverty got 3 kids?
Right.
If it costs $24,000 per kid, there's nobody in America in poverty.
Exactly. The poverty line starts at like 24,000. So
yeah, how a kid costs what an adult makes gross income.
Exactly. And I was saying, when you talking about how they try to sneak housing in all because housing for the kids. You was gonna have a house anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
My ex.
you got a house anyway when you was fucking. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know what my ex-wife told me?
What's that?
So when we split up, we was living in an apartment. We had us a 2-bedroom apartment. And so we moved out. I moved out, and then she eventually moved out and got another apartment. And she told me she needed the support because if she didn't have the kids, she would have a 1-bedroom. I said, Are you listening to yourself? She's like, what? I mean, that doesn't make sense. I said, do you not realize you have a 2-bedroom because the kids live with you? The kids do not live with me, and I also have to pay for a 2-bedroom. So when they come over, think about that. So I'm supposed to help you pay for your 2-bedroom and foot the bill for my 2-bedroom alone.
Yeah.
Make that make sense.
You a man, figure it out. Ain't that what they say? Figure it out.
But see, if I had a 2-bedroom and the kids live with me, she can have a 1-bedroom because nobody will trip that the girls are sleeping in the same bed with her when they come to visit.
Nope.
But if I have a 1-bedroom, the judge will be like, this is not appropriate for your daughters to sleep in the same bed with you, sir. They need their own room. So by default, I would have to have a 2-bedroom. She would not have to have a 2-bedroom. I couldn't tell the judge, oh, Yana, when they come over, I sleep on the couch. I got a pull-out couch, and I use that. Sir, get a 2-bedroom, or I'm not approving your visitation.
This is facts, bro. Like, it's facts, bro. This is the reality.
Women have. I hold women to task for 90% of the problems in the Black community.
Mm.
Even the things that men can do something about, I still blame women. Yeah. They're like, you just hate women. No, I'm trying to blame the party who could affect change. You cannot raise up a group of boys to be men when they don't know what a man is because they don't have a daddy.
Exactly. That's what
How you supposed to do that?
I say, go ahead, brother.
How you supposed to do that? Can you tell me how to teach a boy to become a man when he's never seen what a man is?
Exactly. And now you got in our community, you got all these men, they pussies, they bitch ass men, and this, that, and the third. Where the real men at, you know? And you like, well, they was raised by their mom. They was raised by women. Their grandma.
They raised by that nigga bitch that they call mama.
Oh man, they was raised by Tyler Perry, Madea, goddamn. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
I mean, listen, I'm not calling all women bitches. That's not what I'm doing.
No,
I'm saying when you like I'm gonna have a conversation with my mom. I may have a conversation with her when I get off this broadcast with you. I may call her up, and it's something that really should be televised. It's something that people should see, and I'm not gonna open it up to the world to see, but it's something that people should see because these dynamics are done behind closed doors. People can't learn from them because after people have the dynamic, they come back and they talk about it from their unique perspective. Yep. It's not transparent, right? It'll be best for y'all to see me and my mom have this real heart-to-heart conversation about some stuff that might make her cry. Y'all will look at me like I'm an asshole, like I'm being insensitive. But then y'all also may see, oh no, he handled that in a very kind, gentle way. He was very loving with his mom. He was very respectful with his mom, but he had to have a tough conversation with her. This stuff needs to be observed in real time, but it's not appropriate for it to be observed because you shouldn't necessarily put that stuff on display. And problem we in the internet phase, we want to put everything on display. I think it's good for people to see it, to see how it should be done. But I don't agree that people should see it because people will always pervert it.
Oh man, definitely. I think if more films, and that's what I've been working on too, is creating a streaming service because I think we need more. If we had more films, because that's how we absorb information, media, and if we had more films and media telling this side of the story, they always showing the strong Black woman side. Tyler Perry, pick a Tyler Perry movie, right? You know what I'm saying? But who's really telling the deadbeat dad story? You know what I mean? Like, who's telling his story? How does he know how he feel? Or the neglected son growing up without his dad. How does he really feel? Looking for his dad just to find out that his dad wanted to be there all all the while in his life. It was one show that touched on her survival remorse. I don't know if you remember that show.
Mm-hmm. The basketball show.
Yep. It was a season when Trey was so mad at his dad, and Mike Epps, like when they was moving out or whatever, Mike Epps' character found this old letters to Trey that was from his dad from birth all the way up until he got signed into the league, that his mom had hid from him. And it's kind of exactly what you were saying. And his mom, I think it was Tachina Arnold in that series. I forgot.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah. That's who it was.
Yeah. His mom, he confronted her and was like, you know, all these letters, I've been mad at my dad and this, that, and third. I cussed him out, and he been wanting to be a part of my life this whole time. And she like basically like, explain yourself. She ran off during this time. She with the billionaire Chinese dude, you know what I'm saying, living her best life. And he confronted her, and she was just basically like, boy, that's my business. That's none of your business. None of your business. And it's like, and he was so devastated that it caused a rift between him and his mom that I don't even think in that series that they really recovered from, to be honest. Because
that show lost its luster when Mike Epps' character died.
Yeah.
It was like, I think they ended it the next season or something. I can't remember. But no, I thought it was a good show. And it was a little cheesy because, you know, it wasn't dealing with it could have went a little deeper, but I mean, at the end of the day, it was a good show.
Yeah.
But I stopped being on social media because I was having a lot of fruitless conversations with people, and nobody wants to really go deep, and then everybody wants to talk. I'm a talker. So people be like, well, Will, you don't like to listen. And I say, well, I do like to listen. I just don't like to listen to people who don't know what they're talking about.
Exactly.
So when I go places, I go there to talk. I don't really go there to listen. Now, if I'm going there to listen, I don't do any talking. I don't go places really for it to be this exchange. I'm going to talk as much as I'm going to listen. So when I'm on like the Lapeef Network, I like being there at times, but then there's times I hate being there because I know people aren't really thinking about what they're saying. People don't answer questions. So I'm like, well, what are we doing? We're just all arguing points. Everybody just throwing out a point and nobody's listening to it. We're not unpacking any of the points. We're moving on too fast to the next topic. When we talk about issues in the Black community, bro, sometimes we should talk about one topic for 17 hours.
Yeah. Because
you might get tired of it. But we don't fix an issue in the Black community in 15, 20, 30 minutes. I mean, all we could do is graze the surface of it. And then we can try to talk about it. As soon as we hit a point where somebody gets offended, then the conversation gets derailed and we start arguing and fighting and name calling. And it's just like, well, okay, well, we ain't accomplished nothing.
Right. Straight up.
Views, maybe. If somebody's trying to make some money off monetizing this, that's about it.
That's it.
But I don't monetize anything on social media. So I don't make any money off social media. I need to start, but I just don't want to be committed to that. If I go live, that's why I've got my channel up and I was supposed to start going live again. But I'm like, man, I'm gonna give y'all content 1 month. I'm gonna give y'all 5 shows. The next, I'm probably gonna give y'all a show for 3 months. And then it's like, I'm not consistent. Can't be a show that way. I'd rather do stuff like this. Come chat with you and you doing your show and other brothers and sisters do their shows, and I provide my perspective, and maybe we argue a little bit about it. We go back and forth with a debate about it, and maybe we agree. But at the end of the day, hopefully we learn something. Hopefully we bridge that gap a little bit. I would love, like, I don't know where you're broadcasting at right now. I don't know.
I'm in St. Louis. I never told you that. Yeah, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. So yeah, not too far.
No, I know that. I'm talking about like online, like.
This streaming on YouTube, so you can view this on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Well, let me see, pull it up. What I wanted to do. I mean, I don't know how much time you got, but
it's just me in the studio, so I got as much time as you need for real. Because I told you I wanted you to talk for real, bro, because you had a lot of good insight.
Yeah. What doesn't happen enough is after I talk and I say my incendiary things or I offend people. People don't have the opportunity to ask me questions so we can try to unpack that so people don't be so offended. And some people think they can pack me up like, oh, if I'll get them together. So you can try. Trust me, it get real hot in that hot seat because when I'm in the kitchen, bro, my oven be on, the stove is on, the microwave going, the toaster oven going, the griddle is going, the air fryer is going, the crock pot is going. I got a barbecue grill in my kitchen. I got a fire pit in my kitchen. Everything is going. We even got little tiki torches that we light. It's hot as hell in my kitchen. So if you come in my kitchen, you better be prepared because you're gonna get 3rd-degree burns up in here. All I do now, if I'm gonna go live, is like on my channel, is smoke shows. Bring smoke. I welcome the smoke. I ain't met a person yet that can handle it. Bring the smoke. You might be more educated than me. You might make more money than me. But on this topic right here, you're not gonna get the best of me. You just not. Anything in this space, I'm batting 1,000%. Undefeated. I'm about to go over there real too. It's cartoons and what?
Cartoons
and cuts, right?
You should see it as soon as you pull up YouTube because we live and type in my city, my
music.
I
see it.
Yep.
I see it.
You see it right here.
Okay. I'm so what I was gonna say, like if when people want to have like questions or conversations, I think it's good to answer any questions that they may have to kind of help them not be so confused. And that's where a lot of the real building is lost because people come on the stage, they say what they got to say, and they leave. Yep. I think they should say what they got to say, and then that's why I like what Kevin Samuels used to do. It'd be a lot of discussion after he give his monologue, but most people don't want to cam up with me when I do my monologues, and they only cammed up with Kevin really because they wanted to their 15 seconds of fame. But it's like they're not camming up to learn anything because people will say, I watch your show, I'm a fan of your show, I love your show, and they'll come up there and sound stupid. Like, how are you saying the exact opposite stuff that he's saying, but you say you love his show and you watch it every time? And your rhetoric, your opinion hasn't changed one bit. Make that make sense.
People love to argue.
That's it, bro.
That's all it is.
Chaotic, division. I tell women they're unruly, out of order, and unruly women. Yeah. That's what they are. So I blame women. Ladies, if you're listening, I blame you. Even for you women who say it's not all of y'all, I still blame you because I'm not going to be sitting here picking and choosing. Shout out to me. I'm not going to be picking and choosing who I blame. I'm going to blame all of y'all. And if you got a problem with it, then you address me with your grievance and we talk about it and we come to an understanding.
For sure. I got a question. This is my boy, Young Teasy. Got to shout him out real quick. And he says, how do you feel? He said, how do you feel that would be if there wasn't women given the things the government gives them? So how do you feel if the government wasn't giving women the things that they already given? Basically.
Well, first things first, I don't ever talk about how I feel. I talk about what I know, what I think, and what I believe. So what do I think what do I think about if the government wouldn't give the women the benefits? Is that the question? Replace feel with think so I don't lose track of what he's saying.
What do you think, or what do you think the world would be if there wasn't government assistance given to women, basically?
Oh, families would be intact. Families would be intact. The world would be what the world was before the government started giving women assistance. Yeah. So, every time a woman say, I've raised my kids by myself, no, you didn't. You raised the kid with all the help of the working men in this society who contributes to paying taxes. Your baby didn't have a biological daddy, but he had 40 million stepdaddies.
The American taxpayers, damn me.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to answer his question, if women weren't getting assistance by the government, women wouldn't leave their men.
Facts.
Or they will still be in their father's house.
Definitely.
It's real simple.
Definitely. I 100% agree with that. Because you incentivizing women to leave the family. If you know you can just get a check, why would I stay with you? Even if you giving me a check. Like, for instance, with my baby mama, I was giving her, we wasn't together, but I was giving her $100 a week through Cash App. That's what I could afford. Just so I wouldn't go on child support. She still put me on child support, and my child support order is $428. So it's like, you know what I mean? You still getting the same $100. Now, if I don't pay, I got all of these ramifications that strip me of my rights.
Right. And then it's like, how does that help your kid?
Right.
It's amazing to me now, you know, I mean, to hear that a man who doesn't have any money, a woman will happily lay down with him to make the kid. But if he doesn't have any money to take care of the kid, he should lose his freedom.
Yep.
So she'll make a kid with a man who don't have no money. But if somehow he don't figure out how to get some money, he shouldn't have his freedom anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So it's best that the child don't have a father than have a broke father.
Come on.
Think about that. He can't. They tell you can learn something from anything. They're like, oh, don't talk bad to a homeless person because everybody can teach you something. Yeah, until it's his father. And if he ain't got no money, he can't teach the kid nothing.
Ooh, man.
His broke uncle can teach him something.
Yep.
The broke pastor, because the pastors always act like they ain't got no money.
Come on.
The broke counselor, the broke teacher can teach him something. The broke coach. Everybody who's broke can teach your kids something, but not his broke daddy. His broke grandpappy, his broke uncle, the broke neighbor, not the broke daddy. Women hate us.
Women hate us. That's really what it is. Women hate men. And I was watching that movie Jump in the Broom the other day. I was talking to my girl about it. Are you familiar with that film?
Yep, the one with the girl Paula Patton.
Yeah. And you know how the mom was just trying to ruin the whole relationship or whatever. And my girl, she was like, because once when Paula Patton was like, and you let this happen, because the mom snitched and found out, you know, that's not her real mom or whatever, Paula Patton's real mom or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, you let this happen. My girl was like, yeah, see, that's the problem. Like, he enabled the situation with his mom. He should have nipped that in the bud with his mom. And I'm like, how is it this man's fault? The fact is, like I tried to explain to him, that character as a man, I'm sure, because this happens all the time. You already said that you ruined my relationship with other women. His mom don't listen to nobody. The black women don't listen to nobody. Like, that's the ultimate problem. It's like a black woman don't listen when you try and tell them, let's go left, and they keep going right, and then they get bit by a snake. They say, it's your fault. You didn't protect me by the snake. And you like, but I told you to go left. Well, I ain't like how you said it. Or I prayed to Jesus, and Jesus said go right. And it's like, fuck what Jesus said. I'm telling you to go left. You know what I mean? And it's, our women don't respect us and don't listen to us. And I saw it in the sun, like with these different lenses now. I'm like, look at this. This man obviously kept his new wife from his mom right up until the wedding because he knew that she was going to sabotage it. My girl, she was like, oh, no, I don't think so. I said, you're not listening to what I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what this man did. No, he enabling her. No, he's not enabling her. He's keeping his wife from his mom because she doesn't listen. I said, just like right now, you're not listening.
Right.
Like, that's the problem. Like, women, y'all don't listen to us, especially a black man. Like, y'all don't listen to us.
Well, they double down by not listening to us. Think about this. So, in an example that you just gave, right? How she didn't listen to you because Jesus told her to go left and the snake bit her. Right?
Right.
They don't listen to us because they don't like and respect us, and they lie on Jesus all the time.
Oof, lie on
Jesus. Jesus didn't tell her to go left. She just went left because that's what she wanted to do. But how you gonna argue what Jesus told me?
Come on.
They lie on Jesus all the time because Jesus don't do that. Jesus ain't in the business of doing that.
Come on, man.
You will be convicted. You will do what Jesus wants you to do because you will be convicted and compelled to do something. Not, oh, I heard a voice. No, that's you talking to yourself. You crazy. You need some medication. Women don't like and respect us, and they lie on Jesus. That's going to be a new shirt I make.
I'm going to buy 2 of them. You know what I'm saying?
Let me text my lady before I forget. Women don't like or respect us, and they lie on Jesus. The next time you hear people, but all these women claim they tell you they're not religious, but they spiritual. Mm-hmm. They ain't prayed to God, and God ain't answered none of their prayers, but they can tell you all about what Jesus told them to do. Mm-hmm. Like they'll tell you Jesus told them to leave their husbands.
You ain't lying.
They'll tell you, bro. I'm fed up with listening to what women got to say. I only listen to them for the sake of content to understand what they're talking about, so I can build a framework around it, so I can try to make it make sense why you shouldn't be doing what you're doing or listening to what they're saying. But other than that, I think it's pointless to listen to most women.
So, and we finna wrap things up, because what piece of advice would you give to fathers, active fathers, non-active? What opinion would you give to men who want to be in their kid life, and or who is thinking about becoming a father, especially them? What advice would you give to those young men?
Man, that's tough, because I think all men should become fathers. I think all men should become fathers. So obviously not everybody's ready to be a father. They shouldn't all become a father just when they want to. They obviously have to go through the rites of passage, develop themselves, and to become a father. But I would tell all men that when you're dealing with a woman, if I knew this, if I had someone stewarding me when I was younger and teaching me the way to be, I would have wanted someone to say to me, figure out who you are as a man. Figure out what you believe, what you stand for, what your non-negotiables are. Once you figure that out, understand that you may make some room to change when you grow and develop into things. But for the most part, your non-negotiables shouldn't be shifting much. So once you figure out what your non-negotiables are, figure out what type of woman you like. You know, if you hell bent on she got to be fine, she got to be thin, skinny, whatever, figure that out and see if you can make some exceptions to that, right? Like maybe you don't like big women, but maybe big girls ain't that bad. Maybe you say you want pretty girls, but maybe the girl who ain't that pretty ain't that bad. Right. You know, try to adjust your likes a little bit. Don't adjust your non-negotiables. Stand firm on those, but try to adjust what you like a little bit, because sometimes you're gonna find the right package, the right woman, just not in the right package. You know, so you don't want to overlook her because she's not the right package as far as beautification. So once you figure that all out and you meet a woman, make it painfully clear to her from the beginning that you are the head and she is not, and she will never, ever occupy that role in your life. She will always be subordinate to you. And if she cannot get with that, if she hesitates, don't even deal with it. You can smash, don't get her pregnant. But we have to be steadfast and stoic in letting women know from the beginning, listen, you will never be my equal. And if in your mind, even if I'm broke and I'm unemployed and you sitting on top of the world and you doing good, you still not my equal. You still will submit to me. And if she doesn't want to adhere to that, which she does not have to, she just ain't the woman for you. We need to teach boys that. Because that will stop the homes from ending. Because if a woman knows that she's always underneath you, she's not gonna leave you trying to find better than you, because you're already better than her. Women think they can do better than you. That's why they leave you. When women know that you're better than them, why would you leave what's better than you? Your life is good because you're with something that's better than you. I tell my woman, and I tell any woman that I would meet, you're not on my level. You'll never be on my level. Only time you're gonna be on my level is if I'm incapacitated, I'm sick, I'm on my deathbed, or I get in a car accident, become a quadriplegic or something. As long as I got my limbs and my right mind, you'll never be on my level. But that's what they want. So what's the problem? When women want to be our equals, that's when we have a problem, because eventually they're gonna think they're better than us or something. And when they think they're better than us, your days are numbered.
You ain't lying.
So, man, yeah, it's been real, bro.
Man, it's definitely been a real conversation, man. I really appreciate you coming on, Will. You know, very insightful, very wise, man. You my elder, you older than me, so it's I respect your train of thought, your mind frame, the wisdom that God gave to you, and I hope, because you gave me a different perspective, and just by talking to you, it's like, this really helped me. You know, it was therapeutic for me as a man. I'm like, damn, okay, I'm learning something. So I hope my audience and other people really learned something and took something away from you, for real, man.
Man, I hope you keep doing what you're doing, brother. I like your set. I like what you're about. I like what you're trying to do. You're having good conversations. It's going to probably go to a point where the conversations aren't always good. You know, we have ebbs and flows. We have times where people really rocking with us and times people ain't rocking with us. But bro, you stay true to what you're doing, bro. I'm gonna be watching from a distance. I may be watching from across the street. You know, I may become closer than I am now. But
Yeah.
bro, I appreciate the opportunity. I thank you. I think what you're doing is great. Keep grinding. Keep doing what you do, man. I wish nothing but the best for you. I hope your cup has more than you can receive. And bro, I wish nothing but blessings upon you. I hope your situation with your kid gets better. I hope the situation, let me say this, I hope the situation with the mother and you get better, because if the mother and your situation get better, the kid situation automatically get better.
Man.
Sometimes the situation can get better with you and your kid, but it can fall again because the relationship with the mom and you ain't good.
Right.
So I'm not saying go do anything to change that, but I just hope from a distance, I hope it gets better, because I know what it's like, bro. I walked a mile in your shoes. I know everything you saying. I could attest that.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. So, no, man, but I thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to speak on your platform, speak to you, and answer some of these questions, man. And if we want to do it again, man, you know, I'm nothing but a phone call away.
Man, I appreciate it. Absolutely. We're going to do it again, have you come in. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you, bro. And yeah, man, we're going to. You say you living in Indiana now, or are you living in Atlanta?
I live in Atlanta. I'm from Indiana. I live in Atlanta.
Oh, okay, man. Well, I'm going to have to come down there, bro. I got peoples down there in Atlanta, bro. Come down.
For sure, man.
Yeah.
For sure. So where people can find me, if you're on Instagram, that's Picking and Choosing, PICKING, like picking a fruit from a tree, and choosing, the letter N, not the word and, choosing, like, you know, CHOOSING, Picking and Choosing. That's on Instagram, that's on TikTok, and that's on YouTube. Now, to find me, you're gonna have to call me, because I really ain't on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube as much as I used to be, right? But hopefully, if everything works out, we're gonna rev that back up in another month or two, and so I'll be going live again and having some fruitful conversations. And yeah, don't hesitate to pop up and cam up. I'll talk to anybody about anything, unless you're stupid. If you're stupid, I'm gonna let you know you're stupid, and I'm gonna bid you a good day.
Man, well, you heard it here, and you heard it here first, man. That is Will Picking and Choosing, man. Really appreciate this dialogue, man. Like I said, I think you changed some people's lives, brother. I wish you nothing but success in you and your business, flourishment in your family, man, and yeah, peace, love, and unity, bro. We definitely gonna have you come back on the show, though, man, for real.
Appreciate it, man. Look forward to it.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. So it is your boy. We are back, man. We are back, bruh. So yeah, man, that was Will with Will Picking and Choosing, man. Had a great ass dialogue. I told y'all, man, we just trying to really push the envelope and talk about independence, man. Like I said, on this Independence Day, we are really grinding out here, trying to tell you about the dangers of child support and how it's really crippling us as a community. And you heard it from not just me, but someone else who is, you know, over 400 miles away, who's dealing with or has dealt with some of the plights that we deal with as men trying to be active in our children's lives, and who's really to blame and who's really needs to be held accountable for these actions, man, against our community.
I've eaten a lot of lobsters,
you know what I mean?
in my life.
We get free ads.
I thought I'd seen it all, but
you know what I mean? It's like, and like I said, it's not we bashing women, but just looking at it in plain context, man, it's not looking good. You know what I mean? To keep it a buck, because we know that majority of the consumerism, like he just broke it down, is on the women platform. It is so it's like this won't end. Like, men are suffering from this, and our kids are suffering because they're not growing up with their dads in the household. And so as long as this continues, as long as we have child support, our community is going to die. we're going to have more single parenthood, and we're going to have a higher illiteracy rate. So my call to action, and I don't have a lot of women on my audience. It's a very slim. My bad. Let me turn it on, y'all. I have a very slim women audience. I understand that. And most of them are men between 18 to 35. And so to the women that do watch this, if you feeling attacked and offended, like Will said, then you should hold yourselves accountable, hold your sisters accountable, because this is what your brethrens are going through. And this is what your sons could potentially go through. This is what your uncles and your brothers and your cousins could potentially be going through. And you yourself could potentially go through this situation of not seeing your relative. Maybe you won't grow up to see your grandbaby, right? Your grandson or granddaughter, your niece or nephew, your cousin or whatever. So really think about it, the bigger picture. Stop looking at it personal and start looking at it on a grand scale. Put yourselves in someone else's shoes. This is crippling our community. Child support is heinous. It is heinous. All right? That shit should go. But with that being said, I've said enough. TZ, I appreciate you coming on, man. He said, so did man or women come first? We got to look at it from both angles. That's a whole different topic, TZ. He offline. But yeah, that was a whole different topic, bro. But yeah, man, appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. I'm going to leave y'all with this last record. This is Children of the Cotton by Gutter Is Real, man. So yeah, Cartoons and Cuts. Y'all have a good day. Happy Independence Day, man.
Very persistent. After having a genocide for 400 years, slavery, genocide, just like they're doing over in Palestine, killing folks. All wars do that. It's price of murder. And when you have so many people with so much money involved in it, most often they're trying to get resources and territory, and they don't give a damn about casualties.
We the lost, not forgotten. You can never stop them. Children of the cotton. Yeah, look like they running out of options. You can never stop them. Children of the cotton, nigga. Yeah, we the lost, not forgotten. You can never stop them. Children of the cotton. Yeah, look like they running out of options.
Appreciate everybody on the live, man. This is your boy, Mr. Martial Arts Media. See y'all next week. Happy Independence Day, man. Make sure y'all barbecue for me, you, and yeah, man. Drive safe, get home.
I tried to tumble like a weed, got sweat with the harvest. They placing value on the soul with no stock in the artist. Wow, I hit the smoke, then I contemplate how we gonna escape. Kick a dope, fuck it, climb a gate. No, you missing me in disguise, had to show up late. Who else but us? That's the faith that we propagate. Hands in the air, that's a prayer, not a plea for safe haven. Rather die before I get down with their legislations. You got soldiers, I got armies for your armies. Weave slip, get up off me, man. Hours what it cost me. Wait that cotton picking minute. I end up living lofty, juicing berries in my hair. Women wanna lay across me. Sheesh. I skated clean. That's to say the least. My brother's running with the beast, it often give me creeps. My brother's mother left her dignity in kitchen sink, but she still had it on her sweater like that rapping movie. Gotta run 8 miles, shit wild for a black child. Low with the Harriers, ear open for the chariot. Can't catch me with no hatchet or no ratchet, I'ma bury it. Them lockdowns and ass sag, that's the scariest. House niggas flying kites, authorities in the front yard. Burning crosses, water hoses, and attack dogs. Word to DMX, my hell is hot, I attack dog. I sit on a certain height, I'm a leapfrog. It often brings me to a certain place, state of misery. Nothing's left, we often take the first deal that they offered. They pillage and they slaughter, turn one against their mother, mean they turn us from our father's turn. Daughter against their mother, what they mean, divide and conquer. No rest for no weary place, no trust up in no doctor. I'ma get it on my own, I ain't looking for no sponsor. Was asking for their help, they shit on me like spinach pasta. We the lost, not forgotten. You can never stop them. Children of the cotton. Yeah, look like they running out of options. You can never stop them. Children of